Hi, my name is Deepak Malhotra, and I'm a professor of negotiations at Harvard Business School. I'm also co-author of the book Negotiation Genius and author of the book Negotiating the Impossible. In this series of videos, I'm talking about the topic of negotiation, and in each clip, I give one key piece of advice, an insight, a principle, or a tactic that I hope will help you as you navigate your own deals and disputes. In this video, I want to talk about giving advice. Now, a lot has been said and written about the topic of advice giving, and I want to focus on just one aspect of it, something that I've dealt with in my own experience. The situation I'm thinking about is, you have a colleague or a boss or somebody who reports to you coming to you with a problem, seeking advice, maybe strategic advice. Maybe they're stuck, maybe they're in a deadlock of some kind, and they're looking for a way out. Or maybe you're in a more formal advisory role, and your clients come to you seeking advice. What I find is that too often when somebody asks for advice, they give you too little information before they ask you to weigh in. Don't fall for that trap. Now, I don't mean to imply that they do this on purpose, but what often ends up happening is if you have a 30-minute meeting set aside, too often the person asking for advice will give you 5 minutes of background and then ask you for suggestions. And in the past, I would often launch into, well, here's what I would do, maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes into that meeting. And I found out that it didn't go well. Too often, the response from the other side was one of the following. Either they would say, well, I've already tried that, it didn't work. Or they might say, well, that could never work because, and then they would give me additional information that they just hadn't provided before. That certainly does make the idea not a particularly good one. So, what did I learn? First, don't launch into advice giving too soon. If there's 30 minutes to have that discussion, I wait not just 5 or 10 or 15 minutes, but at least 20 minutes before I even think about giving advice. In the meantime, what I'm doing is extracting as much information as I can about their situation, asking many more follow-ups, because I don't understand the situation as finely as they do. Second, when I do give advice, I don't frame it as, here's what I would do, or here's what I think you should do. Rather, I frame it as a question. What do you think would happen if you did the following? Now, when you ask the question, what do you think would happen if you did the following? It does two things. First, it conveys your proposal, but it also inoculates you. It also makes it clear that you're not presuming that they haven't already tried this idea. So if their reaction was going to be, oh, well, we tried that, and then the conversation becomes about the learnings from what happens when you use that approach. So instead of proposing, here's what you should do, if you get into the habit of saying, what do you think would happen if you did the following? Or why wouldn't we want to do it this way? What it allows is simultaneously for you to give advice, but also extract more information about the situation that they might not have given you. And at the end of all of that, it ends up being a much more productive conversation where the reason they came to you in the first place to get good advice is actually much more likely to be fulfilled, and you maintain more of your credibility. Good luck.